Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the fourth edition of the World Health Congress Prague. As we open this Congress Day, it is my great honor to introduce Dr. Dilip Ghosh, global expert in nutrition, nutraceuticals, and traditional medicine, professionally associated with NutriConnect Australia, adjunct industry fellow at the National Institute of Complementary Medicine, Western Sydney University, and consultant to the WHO Global Traditional Medicine Center. Dr. Ghosh, the floor is yours. Please welcome. Yeah, over there. I will.
Thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. Very little gathering here. I am mostly from nutraceutical perspective. And you see this is me. Today I will talk about global regulatory landscape in dietary supplement, nutraceutical, herbal medicine, food supplement, and there are so many different names. So different country has different name, but slightly different regulation also. That confused sometimes. And today's presentation is very important for the manufacturer, marketing companies, policymakers, and regulators also. So how we can see the global landscape in this area. As you know, the dietary supplement market or nutraceutical market is growing exponentially around the world. And if you see, in some countries like China and India, the growth is 19 to 21%. But average growth, 13 to 14% globally. When you compare with the pharmaceutical industry, the growth is only 2%. Some country, 0%, some country, negative growth. Because last 10 years, there is no blockbuster molecule. Because that blockbuster concept, that all gone. And few molecules, because I have only 30 minutes time, I cannot tell all stories. So their patent already expired. So, and there are a very limited scope in innovation in pharmaceutical. But in this area, we have huge innovation opportunity. So this is the disclaimer. I have no connection with any financial connection with any company if I mentioned any company name or a product also. But in this presentation, I am not going to tell anything because it's a regulatory. But I have another presentation tomorrow. So I will show some product also. So my current mission, I am passion-driven person. So my passion currently to promote evidence-based Ayurveda globally. Although I am not an Ayurvedic practitioner, but I have very strong credential in natural medicine, research, clinical trial, product development, and commercial area. So I have done a lot of work in this area. You can see all these books are world top 2 publishing house, either Elsevier's or CRC Press. And we covered everything from technology to commercialization to clinical evidences, from brain health. 1.5 years back, I published one book. This is a very big book that is on fenugreek. Maybe you know about fenugreek. But the fenugreek, not a traditional Ayurvedic herbs in today. In many countries, we registered fenugreek particular fraction as a complementary medicine or whatever the country's rules are, so that way. These 2 books just published. The right-hand side is ashwagandha. You know ashwagandha is very hot today. Not only because its efficacy or that sort of health benefit, But from geopolitical perspective, ashwagandha is very hot. Last year, 4 European countries, unfortunately, it is initiated by Denmark, then Sweden and a couple of other countries, they ban ashwagandha. And based on the fraud, or I can say very, very bad report, we are fighting with them. We are working with Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, to fight against all these decisions, because these are not made based on the actual science. And I am very vocal. You know, the Ayurveda is the second soft power after IT in the global area. And many Western countries who dominated India or Asian country, they don't like this. And they are trying to stop this growth in different way. And that is one of the conspiracy or propaganda against one of the top-selling herbs in the world. Ashwagandha was 37th position in the global herbs list 3 years before. Now it's 7th position. Can you imagine how much growth? In USA only, 225% growth of ashwagandha. Second one, it's published, but I haven't had copy yet. That is close to your heart also. The traditional complementary and integrative medicine. We choose neurocognition. This is my very close to the heart also. The first book. And then next we plan to go for the cancer area. But it's not started yet. But this book just published in last month. So it's a very complex area. Within 30 minutes, tell story about the global picture also. But I will try my best. Regulation is number one. When you practice, you need regulation. If you are developing a product, if you are doing clinical trial, if you plan to go to the global market, you know regulation at the very early stage. Otherwise, if you invest $10 million, then you see some country like Denmark or even in the Czech Republic also, some component is banned or is not approved. So that means regulation is very, very important to know. But talking regulation is very boring. But I will try my best. And the harmonization we need, as I said, that's why I am here. I will tell you the story about these different countries. And there are some initiative globally to harmonize that things. And I am the global ambassador of Global Harmonization Initiative that is based in Austria also. We are trying to do some level of harmonization, but not great success also. This is a philosophical slide. You can see the 2000 BC to 2014. Eat this root. That root is hidden. Say this prayer. That prayer is superstition. Drink this potion. Potion is snake oil. Swallow this pill. Pill is ineffective here. Take this antibiotic. Antibiotic doesn't work anymore. Eat this root. You know, it's a cycle. It's coming to the root again. So that's why that encourages us to work in this area. So this is one very simple slide. You can see the same thing. In China, it's called health food. USA, it's called dietary supplement. European Union, it's called food supplement. Canada, natural health products. And Australia, it is called complementary medicine. Same thing, and India, it's called a nutraceutical. So same thing, different country, different name. You know what is food, functional food, nutraceutical, and medical food. So food is normal. which give us some energy, carbohydrate, protein, that sort of things. Functional food, some additional function when you are adding, like a yogurt, you are adding some fiber, you are adding some probiotic also, that's the functional food. Nutraceutical, when you are going in a dosage format, like a capsule, tablet or sachet, and that target to the disease, control the disease or some sort of health benefit way. And last one is the medical food. It is not very popular in Europe, but it's popular in USA and also in Asian countries also. So that means medical food are the food that are specially formulated and intended for the dietary management of the disease that has distinctive nutritional need that cannot be made by the normal diet alone. So like a Alzheimer or bipolar disorder or schizophrenia. So these are the very high level disease, but you cannot control this disease by normal diet. So that means like a Alzheimer disease or like a bipolar disorder or schizophrenia. If you take very highly purified EPA, that is one kind of omega-3 in a 1 gram of capsule, that will give you some lot of benefit in control the bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, and that should be dispensed by the medical doctor. Not, you cannot get from any shop also. So that is called medical food. Maybe some battery problem. Can you change for me? Yeah. Okay, so you can see the evolution of the food. Natural health food, functional food, supplement and medical food. It is going that way. And if you see the next slide, this is very interesting. The food left hand side, drug right hand side, and all other things in the middle. And the purpose of therapy, health professional involvement, individual participation, treatment cost, you can see all these differences here. Next one. Yeah. So these are the few examples of nutraceutical or dietary supplement. You all know this. There are 3 or more categories: vitamins, minerals, herbals, botanicals, and the others. Sorry. Okay, so I am just choose UK, Germany, and USA, 2 from Europe and 1 from North America. You can see the definition, UK and Germany, almost a very similar definition of the herbal medicine. A product is an herbal medicine if the active ingredients are herbal substance or herbal preparation only. But when you compare with the USA, it is not only herbal, it is not only botanical. You can get this from algae, macroscopic fungi, or combination of this material. So in USA, it is a very broader scope, but in Europe, it is a lesser scope also. Registration path in UK and Germany, almost similar, through the traditional use, that is the THR, traditional herbal medicine route also, or MA, that is the market authorization. But if you go to the USA, we always say USA's dietary supplement regulation is one of the lowest category in the world. That means it is very, very easy, and it only consider safety. And if your ingredients or active molecule, it has a GRAS status, that is called generally recognized as safe. So you can launch your product in USA through the notification only. There are two routes. One is registration route. So it is slightly difficult and long time also. And another is the notification route. You just notify. You can see Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, and right-hand side, some country you need to register, some country both, some product notification, some product registration, but some country only, like Brazil also, only the notification. So there are positive and negative ingredient list also. Some countries, they published, most of the country, they published positive ingredient list. That means which are permitted in that country. Some country, that is like a China and Venezuela, they also publish some negative list. That means you cannot use these ingredients or herbs in your product. So that means slightly different country to country. You can see the notification versus registration also. Different country, they needs, you can see this left-hand side, immediate access to the market, the certificate of free sales, shelf life substantiation, claim substantiation. I am not going in details because these are mostly for the manufacturing part. So I think most of the attendants here are not from that background. So you need all this information from manufacturer. That means free sale certificate. So which country you are selling, you need a certificate from that country also. So today I am going to cover very top level 4 countries: India, USA, EU, and Australia. Because these are the 4 countries I choose. Not only a geographic region, definitely India, Asia, Europe, North America, and Australasia. Australia is another continent. But they are the leader in this area. And most of the country, they follow either of these 4 countries' regulation. So that's why if I cover these 4 countries, so you will get most of the information. First one, my mother country, India. India has 3 different regulatory platforms. One is FSSAI, FSSI, that is the Food Safety Standard Authority of India. They control all dietary supplement and nutraceutical. Food for special purpose, food for special medical purpose also. So those are food or nutraceutical. The FSSAI control this. There is another organization that is called CDSCO. They control prescription medicine. Okay? So that is doctors are prescribed those medicine. They regulate those one. And there is another one that is called Ayush, AYUSH. So that means they control Ayurvedic medicine. Not only Ayurvedic medicine, Ayush is Ayurveda, Siddha, and what is the other one? Unani. Yeah, Unani, and yes. So the categories in the FSSAI: health supplement, nutraceutical, food for special dietary uses, food for special medical purpose, and prebiotic food and probiotic food. So Schedule 1, mostly nutrients like vitamins, minerals, amino acid, other ingredients. Schedule 2, plants or botanicals. Schedule 3, molecules, isolate, extract. And Schedule 4 is prebiotic and probiotic. So most of the regulation, that is the licensing, registration, labeling, advertising, contaminants, and all these things controlled by the FSSAI. And something, Department of Consumer Affairs, the legal metrology, that sort of consumer protection, that is controlled by the Department of Consumers. So I can say it was not very good, the Indian regulation before, but in current situation, Indian regulation is one of the top in the world. So you can see these things. I am not going to discuss all these things. The second one is the Ayush. So Ayush has, because Ayurveda in India, it is a separate system of medical system. Only 16 countries in the world, they recognize Ayurveda as a separate system of medicine. 5 countries, partially regulated, partially recognized. So total, 21 countries, they recognize, they recognize Ayurveda as a system of medicine. So that means the Drug and Cosmetic Act, the Ayush follow. There is pharmaceutical drug, as I mentioned, is controlled by CDSCO. Ayush drug, homeopathic drug, phytopharmaceutical drug. So these are partly controlled by FSI and partly controlled by the Ayush also. Made from wholesome natural substances like plant, animal, minerals, or marine origin. Formulation may be single ingredients or multiple ingredients. Formulation could be herbal, herbo-mineral, and mixture of the two, and also the wholesome extract of the medical plant. So these are all Ayush. But these things not accepted in many countries, like Australia also. If there is any herbo-mineral combination, like mercury, cadmium, these are the heavy materials, these are part of the Ayurvedic medicine. It is part of the Ayurvedic medicine. They need heavy metals at a controlled dose to treat the patient. But in Western country, that zero, not traceable limit that herbo-minerals also. So sometime the medicinal formulation, nutritive formulation, cosmeceutical formulation, aqueous hydroalcoholic extract, and other based formulation. So my current job, because with traditional or classical Ayurvedic formulation, you cannot conquer the world. Because 90% of the global regulatory body, they don't consider classical Ayurvedic formulation. And some formulation, they have 30, 40 active ingredients also. So standardization is one problem. 40 different ingredients to standardize in one formulation is very challenging. And also, not every component of that formulation that is approved in that country. So that means, if you go with single herbs or 2 or 3 herbs combination through the nutraceutical route, so you can conquer the world also. Like the global generic market, 55 to 65% that is controlled by India, and almost 75% vaccine market that is controlled by India. But the nutraceutical market, it is only 2% currently. But it is growing exponentially. Maybe next 10 years, we can see Indian contribution in this area would be very, very high. You can see the market size of the Ayush, the blue or green color, that is exponential. But when you see the Ayush formulation product, export market, this is flat. Because India is exporting ingredients or extract or herbal extract, but not the formulation. So that's why when Ministry of Ayush, when they are glorifying this market, we are exporting $15 billion US billion dollar product to the global market at more than 100 countries. But these are mostly ingredient or extract, not the finished product. So this is, I am highlighting many forums, even with the Ministry of Ayush also. We need to focus that area. We need to develop brand also. Phytopharmaceutical, this is the new one. This is one of the best platform in the world to encourage industry to invest money into this clinical trial or research area. So phytopharmaceutical, it's a drug. It is not a dietary supplement or nutraceutical. It's a drug. That means doctor can easily prescribe, legally prescribe. Include purified or standardized fraction of the defined minimum 4 bioactives. So you need 4 bioactives in your product. And each and every active molecule that has to be qualitatively and quantitatively studied. And you need very high-level clinical trial also. Okay, I'm going very quickly. I think my time is close. That is the US FDA. Any product that indented for oral consumption except a tobacco product, alcoholic beverage, that is coming under with the US FDA. You can see the fanciful terms, the right-hand side. So nutraceutical, herbal supplement, natural food, aquaceutical, cosmeceutical, functional food. These are not legal terms in USA. That's why we call the fanciful terms. Although people are using these terms, but these are not legal terms. So nutraceutical only legal in India. But globally, we use nutraceutical. Okay? So these are the route, the notification system. You have to submit to the agency, then decision by the agency, then the public notice by the agency. This is very simple process, very quick process. So if you have everything non-toxic, that is from safety perspective, as I said, you need a GRAS status, generally recognized as safe. So you can go through this route very easily. These are the example. Health claims, there are 3 types of health claims in USA. Calcium, vitamin D, osteoporosis, dietary lipid, cancer, sodium, hypertension, soy protein, risk of coronary heart disease. These are the claims you can get in the USA. So these are the qualified health claims that has to be approved. You have to submit to the US FDA for the qualified health claims approval, and the FDA will approve this one. This is the medical food, as I mentioned. This is the new category in the USA. You can see the difference between prescription drug, medical food, and dietary supplement, because my time is close. So physician supervision, pre-market approval, target population, claims, safety, and scientific requirements. So there are a clear difference between these 3 categories. European Union, I think there are 3 categories. One is the pure food, that is food of botanical source. Another is herbal medicine, we call traditional THC, traditional herbal medicine. And in the middle, that is the botanical nutraceutical. That is between food of the botanical source and herbal medicine, including the traditional herbal medicine product. So these are the route. You know these 13.1, 13.5, 14, 14A, B, and Art 19. That depends on the level of approval, health claims. So these are very tough to achieve. I think maybe less than 0.1% success rate in the health claims area. TGA, this is last slide, few slides. Give me a few minutes also. Australia is a small country in population, only 28 million people. But landmass, one of the largest in the world. But we called Australia as a proud market. Why we are calling? Because Australian regulation is the #1 in the world. That is the TGA regulation. Quality of the manufacturing quality is one of the highest in the world. And the consumer awareness. So 78 to 79% consumer, they use complementary medicine every year. So that is one of the highest per capita consumption in the world. And if you see the $6.2 billion revenue from complementary medicine, when you compare with the pharmaceutical drug, prescription medicine, that is very close to the complementary medicine. So it's a fantastic market, and we call the best market, best test market. If you are successful in Australia, product registration, manufacturing, and market entry, I give you 200% guarantee you will be successful anywhere in the world. So, complementary medicine, traditional medicine, herbal medicine, aromatherapy, homeopathic medicine, nutritional supplement, vitamins and minerals. So there are 3 types of regulation. One is the listed medicine, L, OST, L. This is a very basic registration. It's a health enhancement, health maintenance, that sort of things. Last one is the registered medicine. That is a very high level, like a doctor's prescription medicine. And in the middle, TGA introduced few years back, that is the assessed listed medicine. That means some company, they are investing $1 million in the clinical trial, but they are not getting any market benefit when it is in the pharmacy. So that's why TGA introduced this one, so you can get some high-level health claims and also the 5 years exclusivity on your product. Like in Ashwagandha, if you've done some good level clinical trials and if you get some new health benefit, so nobody can claim except you. So for 5 years.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Yes?
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm not going, these are the, GMP is another important issue. You need a high GMP. That's why not a 1% Indian big company, they are able to introduce product in Australia. Because Indian GMP is WHO GMP. Australia needs a pharma GMP, either pig GMP or CGMP, any pharma GMP. So that's why they failed. So TGA does not regulate practitioners like the Ayurvedic practitioners or traditional medicine practitioners. They doesn't regulate. Complementary medicine that are dispensed or at the clinics, at the doctor's clinics also. If any doctor want to use some non-registered product, they can still use in their clinic, not outside the clinic. Okay, this is the last slide. You can see the green tea and vitamin E. These are the 2 examples. And list of countries in the left, USA, Canada, EU, China, Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. These 2, these are considered completely differently. So sometimes it is confusing, but we need some harmonization. People are working in this area, but regulatory harmonization is easy, but cultural harmonization is very difficult. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your inspiring presentation.